time here. Welcome to another edition to Motivational Sundays with Kevin and Friends. Hi, I'm Kevin McLemore. I am your show host, and I am joined today with trilinguist Miss Barbara Ullman, all the way from Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas. And I'm also joined with that go-to guy, entertainment entrepreneur, co-host to Talking with Kevin and Friends, and soon one day working on his memoirs, going to be a published author one day. And this episode is brought to you by RMK Productions and the 10 United Podcast Network. Our mission is simple. It's to inspire through stories, share experiences and perspectives using teaching, learning, and modeling. Our purpose, very simple. Hope, H-O-P-E, helping other people every day. Today, we have a fantastic quote. It's from Evan Carmichael. He is the leading YouTuber, and he made all this podcasting stuff available. I use this quote in the book that I'm currently working on when I'm talking about knowing who you are. And the quote is very simple. A journey that travels 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I'll repeat that. A journey that travels 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And for those of you that are just tuning in every week, we toss out a quote for something that has landed on us or something we have created. And we, based on our interpretations and perspectives, we kind of give our own meaning. I've always wondered if quotes were just words that landed on a page, or were there conversations that need to be had. And that's the reason why every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we meet to talk about these quotes. So I'm going to go ahead and toss this out to our trilinguist. Okay. Hopefully, I don't know if she wants to do this in one language or all three languages, but listening to a journey that's traveled 1,000 miles, all begins with a single step. How does that land on you, Barbara?
Yes, I actually think it's fascinating and so true because it takes one step to go anywhere. You know, you make up your mind and then you have to take a step literally to then go wherever it takes you. So I love it totally because it takes determination. You overcome fear by taking this one step, because sometimes it is something you don't want to do, you're afraid to do. But the minute you take one, it gets easier with the second step so that you can end up 1,000 miles away.
Well,
And
well
this
put.
is
Well put.
beautiful.
Like that share. Like the way that is. Can you say that in French?
Oui, j'aime beaucoup voyager et oui, si on peut aller et on peut commencer, on peut continuer et c'est génial.
Way to go. Way to go. Ife's looking at it. Wow. You know, that almost sounded romantic, didn't it, Ife?
Hey, French is a beautiful language. I'm not even going to lie. Yeah.
That is
Merci
beautiful.
beaucoup.
All right. All right, Ife, we're going to toss it over to you. You know, a journey that's traveled 1,000 miles begins with one single step.
That's an awesome quote. A lot of times as we are embarking on this thing called life, or we have goals, we often look at the destination. Like, I want to get there. But we have to realize that it begins with the very unsexy or very just beginning stages, like professional, like let's just take professional sports players. They all started out as beginners. They probably started out and they had no skills whatsoever, but it was taking that first step saying, I want to be whatever, fill in the blank. And then taking the elementary steps, then graduating to intermediate, and then becoming an expert. So whether it's a skill, whether it's a goal, whether it's actually taking a trip, it begins with a very small step. So oftentimes we look at things as, I got to get to this destination that's so large. Take that first step. Take that small step. Be consistent. keep going. And then you'll look back and be like, wow, I've come a long way. But this is a really powerful quote, making you realize that instead of looking at the destination, look at taking that single step, that first step, however small it may be, and knowing that you have to keep going and be consistent.
Wow. That's awesome, Ife. That's awesome. And even though I know that you're a grown up, compared to me, this comes from the mouth of babes. So be careful what you say around the children because they're listening. Well, I guess it's my turn to talk about this. I'm going to repeat it one more time. I used it as a quote in my next book on how to get stuff done, SHYT. You can pronounce it your own. I put the Y in there so little kids can go ahead and say, Mommy, I'm getting SAYT done. But I wanted to make sure a journey that travels 1,000 miles begins with one step. I'm going to make an admission, and this may be the first time that you guys have heard this. Okay. So, they say when you have a problem, you have to be the first person to acknowledge you have the problem so the problem can be addressed. I am not an entrepreneur. I am a professional risk taker. All right. So when I talk about this quote, I have to go back to how RMK Productions started. I was overthinking, over planning, trying to get it right, trying to make sure that anything possible that would happen that I addressed it ahead of time. My son, Theo McLemore, was started out as my co-host until COVID put him back to work. He kept saying, Dad, Dad, Dad. And I always say it, like any other coach, he repeats it 3 times, like I didn't hear it the first 2 times. And I said, what? He said, how do you learn to swim? Again, overthinking. I responded to him. I said, you hire a coach. He goes, no, Dad, you get in the water. He says, when you decide not to drown, you swim to shore. He said, just get started. Every journey, every entrepreneur, every business person, everyone that's in a relationship, every first grader turns into a second grader turns into third grader, and on and on. It all begins with your very first step. And that first step is believing in yourself. You got to believe that the impossible is possible. Roger Bannister was the first man to break the 4-minute mile. Since he broke the 4-minute mile, and a lot of motivational speakers have repeated this, there have been over 4,663 people, including recently in Pennsylvania, that record that was once impossible has been broken. Your dream only becomes reality if you act on your dream and put the pieces together. Otherwise, it was a dream, and dreams either live or they die. The same way that your relationship, if you wish it to be and believe it's going to be better and you do the things that make it work, it will be better. The same thing is starting a business. We all start with 0 money in the bank. We all start with borrowing money from our family and friends. Who do we sell our first products to? And whoever our first followers are is family and friends, because people that believe in themselves normally are surrounded by people that believe in them. Depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed, depends on what foot you lead with and what foot that follows. The first step points you in the right direction. The next step is your courage. That says, I'm going to keep going, no matter if it's 1,000 or 2,000. If you believe at the end of the day, it's going to come true, and you put in the work, it will come true. So that's my take on this. And I know that, our listeners probably have their take, and we can say all day long, we'd love to have you part of the show. We'll invite you. We'll send out the link on our social media page of Facebook, where you can reach me at Kevin McLemore on Facebook, or you can go and subscribe to RMK Productions and Network on our YouTube page. You're going to find a lot of things that we do on there, or you can just reach out to us at info@rmkproductions.org. We just went from .com to .org. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming to this space. And before we sign off, I want to go ahead and give a quick update to find out what Barbara's been doing to promote anything that she's doing in the world. I know she is teaching 3 languages to all age groups. So Barbara, if you want to go ahead and promote your platform, feel free to use ours to do that too. And Ife, we're going to catch up on that too. Go ahead, Barbara.
Fantastic. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, languages are my passion because they are a vehicle to communicate, just like I speak to you in English because I studied English, so I can. And so I feel that all those people that have big visions and missions should learn more languages to get a bigger audience. You know, if you can tell English speakers how wonderful it is what you do, and you add on French speakers, you can double your audience, and then you add on German speakers and you get more listeners still, and you can bless more people with your God-given talents. And that's the idea behind it. That's why I teach languages. And my newest project is Icebreakers for Global Travelers. So it's going to be an exciting event. It's going to include all your senses because I will include a chef. So we will cook because I feel culture and language belong together, and I'm a foodie. So I will work with a chef to experience all the international dishes that come with the languages. And we also have travel plans and more to come. It's going to be exciting.
And how do people reach you, Barbara?
They can reach me on LinkedIn under my name, Barbara Ulmer, and my website is barbara@bulanguages.com.
All right. Ife, entrepreneur, that go-to guy, team player. That's a guy that we love here at RMK Productions. Ife, what's going on with you in your part of the world?
Hey, it's August. You know, colleges are coming back in. RMK is looking to bring their podcast curriculum to colleges, especially HBCUs. So be on the lookout for that. More amazing programming. And of course, taking my time to get more into the music and entertainment and bring a podcast to RMK Productions, because I feel that indie artists really, really want to be interviewed, and not just the typical questions that end up on blogs. Let's find out why you do music, what motivated you to put these songs together, and maybe why you feel like you're not where you want to be in your career. With the more than 2,000 subscribers that we have with RMK on our YouTube page, maybe somebody is looking for an artist just like you. Let's find out. But for now, it's RMK Productions, and we're doing amazing things to help those who are too busy to do everything, because you can't do everything by yourself.
All right. You know, it's one thing about having people like Ife and Barbara involved. Our thing is we help busy people in business get things done. And with the 5 areas that we focusing on here at RMK Production, one of our areas that we're building is our entertainment department, which Ife is head of. He also co-hosts Talking with Kevin and Son while my son is absent, and developing his old footprint. We want people to get to know. So if you are a young talent, you have a song, something you want to share, you're a comedian, you want your own channel, reach out to us and we'll connect you with Ife. We're doing a lot of great things, doing workshops. We're promoting 2 reality shows. We're also doing a program that we are showcasing people that have products that don't have a big advertising budget or whatever. And I'm going to ask you not to tell anyone, because it's only going to be available to our subscribers. So please don't tell. So I am Kevin McLemore, and I want to thank everyone for sharing this space with us. We meet every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like what you hear, go to RMK Productions and Network on our YouTube page. If you'd like to be part of the show or want more information, go to info@rmkproductionsorg.org. And remember, education is not designed to make you comfortable. It's designed to make you think. And as my grandfather would say, when you get to a place where you can help someone, it's your duty to do so. Reach one, teach one, and we'll fade to black until next week. Ciao.
All right.